I'm going to start out by addressing the doxing issue that we were talking about. Our ICE agents, just like our Florida Highway Patrol, are our partners. We all ride together in this. We all are out here to make sure that we're protecting our citizens, protecting our communities. Many of them have been called to the border. Many of them have been called to other locations to deal with the amount of fugitives and things that are going on, detainers. So for us, we will have their back. We will work closely with Colonel Howes and his team in making sure that we're increasing patrol, we're watching them. Anybody that's doxing them, as the General said, we passed a law about 4 or 5 years ago that makes it illegal to dox here in the state of Florida. So anybody that's doing that, we will take them to full task on doing it, and we will stand with you. I want to define a couple things, and our general was very kind in how he said things. I'm not as usually as elegant in how I say things, so I'm gonna first say that peaceful protests are part of our democracy. We invite people to share their opinions. That's what our country is all about. The key word in that is peaceful, and if it's peaceful, us in law enforcement are going to make sure you have a safe environment to do it in. That's part of that process. If you let it turn violent, you do not want to do that in Brevard County. I'm going to tell you that, and I believe I can speak for my fellow sheriffs around the rest of the state. You don't want to let it happen. And just so there's no confusion, because I don't want to hear any whining later saying we didn't know, I'm going to break it down for you, all right? Because as you watch these riots unfold across the rest of the country, what you are seeing is buildings being burned down, police cars being bricked, having explosive devices thrown on them, having fire, guns pointed at them, bricks thrown at them, all and on. So I'm gonna break it down for you, all right? And if somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent, all right, this is what I mean. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired, because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead. We're not going to play. This has got to stop. You're watching what's taking place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way just for doing their jobs. You're seeing ICE agents that are being targeted for doing their jobs. And you're seeing obstructionists that are doing all of this, standing in the way of law and order. Not here.
Yo, first of all, I just got to say that this is the realest stuff that I'd have never heard in my entire life. I love it. I think that this is what's needed in society. And the fact that all of these liberal fairies think that they can get away with doing some of the most egregious things to the people that protect us, the people that you call when you have a problem, the people that go and solve your murders, the people that keep us safe inside of the United States of America, our real first responders. These are the guys that should be feeling comfortable, and they already deal with enough stress as it is in their lifestyle, and the fact that they have to wake up every day and fear for the fact that they may not go home, but they put their lives on the line, and they do it for less than what we should be paying them. And then we have the nerve to sit there and disparage them. People that live, work, and play in their own communities, that is police in their own communities across the United States of America, and they've been handcuffed by their governors, by their mayors, and by the police chiefs that then serve the people, and they're paying their salaries. And then you finally get a sheriff that'll stand up for police officers, because one of the things that he said was, we stand with y'all, we got y'all back, we not gonna let anything happen to y'all, to his other fellow officers. I love this guy, and I love the fact that he was so blunt and not politically correct, and saying, listen, if you play this game, you're going to play it to lose. Because if you throw a Molotov cocktail, you try to firebomb us, you try to hurt us, you try to maim us, we will kill you dead and send you to the morgue. There is no better warning than that. And I guarantee you that the people of Florida is going to pay attention. They're not going to be out there acting a fool, and they're going to take care of their business. Salute to him. Finally, we got the adults back in office. And I also like the fact that they said that they're going to stand with ICE officers. I love that. I absolutely love that. That is dope. Now, that's real motivation. That's real leadership, and that's real accountability right there.
Not in the state of Florida. So to make it real simple, if you don't want to have any of those things happen to you, obey the law. Go protest all you want. Do it peacefully. Stand on the mountaintops and yell your opinion, your views. We invite that. But don't you dare break the law, because it won't go well for you. All right, gentlemen? Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
And then he got a round of applause as a result of it. That's the realest statement that I done seen, and I don't disagree with him, not even a little bit. Now, I did look in the comments of different platforms that didn't play the portion of it, and they wanted to, try to make it a little less or a little more than what it really was. And I wanted to see how the liberals, because obviously you see it, play out on certain platforms, and then I wanted to see how the conservatives, two totally different reactions. The conservatives, obviously, they saluted him just like I did, but the liberals, I can't believe he's saying this publicly. Oh my God, I bet you won't go over there in Florida and go and pull some nonsense. I bet you're not going to be out there acting a fool. I bet you ain't going to do what they was doing in Chicago. I bet you ain't going to do what they was doing in Los Angeles. I bet you ain't going to be tearing up government buildings. I love Florida. I really do. Florida is like a second home for me. Florida, Mississippi, all of these southern states. I also like Cleveland. I like Pittsburgh or whatever, but it's something about law and order where you just go ahead and take your L, you take your licking, you keep on ticking. And even though, honestly, there's a similar sentiment, just not as visible. There's a similar sentiment here in Michigan, and that we not playing that shit, but it's a refreshing perspective to hear that we finally get people that'll stand up for law and order and people that'll back up ICE agents. This is the difference between a Republican-led state and a Democrat-led state. Let me say it again. This is the difference between a Republican-led state and a Democrat-led state. The fact that this man is saying, listen, we're going to stand with police officers. We're going to hold it down. We're not going to limit them. And you have the right to protest. He's not even saying that you don't have the right to protest. That's the thing about it. Nobody is stopping a peaceful assembly of people that is advocating for and highlighting what it is that they stand against or for when it comes to the government. But if you get out of line and you play games, I bet you it probably won't even be no protests in Florida like that. I can guarantee you there will probably be no protests in Florida like that. And the people of that county, I guarantee you that they probably love that sheriff because, it's a place where their children can feel safe. It's a place where they know that their buildings is not going to be burned down. It's a place where, you'll have law and order. And as long as you're abiding by the law, which is the only thing that we ask people to do, one of the reasons why people are getting deported in the first place, then you're not going to have any problems. But if you want to be problematic and you want to be an issue and you want to be a problem, you want to have, all of these problematic people, these paid protesters who I believe is paid protesters out here causing issues and problems, then you're going to have to face the law. And he said it. He said, we got big, beautiful dogs. He said, we're going to stand with ICE agents. He said, we're going to stand with the people, and we're going to allow for you to be able to have a peaceful assembly. But the minute that you start to cause problems, the minute that you start to hit us, we will kill you dead where you stand, and they're going to be picking up your body from the morgue. Real talk. I love that for them. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off. I had to bring out my iPad and my Apple Pencil to write down some points because I didn't even want to stop him from talking. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to see y'all on After Hours tonight.